Hey guys, Happy New Year. This is my first video back since God knows when, but I'm very excited to be here because I'm going to help you understand how to navigate this year because I know a lot of people in January get so overwhelmed. I've had so many messages on my social media just saying, "Can you help us out with how to set goals?" And this is not a goal setting video, but it's really how to process which path to take in order to make more money this year. Let's be honest, the answer to all your problems is always going to be solved by more money. Yes, I have said it because I believe very much that money buys you more freedom. That's all it does. It's a tool. You make better choices because you can afford to make those choices. Those choices will then link to you having better health, hopefully, and more time and more fulfillment in your life. So I genuinely believe and generally believe that making more money is the answer to all your problems. So let's make that a reality for many of you watching this. If you're new to my YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe on all these money making tips because that's what I'm obsessed with. Anyhow, I have got some notes here, so I'm going to keep looking at my notebook because I have got a structure for this video. And in our steps, we're going to look at 5 steps to make or 5 steps for you to use to process 2025 and make sure it's a good year. Number one, we've got to look at what have we learned from 2024? So one thing I want you to do before you go on to this 2025 year is make sure you look at your year in review and say, what was I good at? What did I make? What was the thing I made most money at? And that's a good sign. What was I not good at? Simply, like what were my biggest challenges? And therefore you can tell where do you want to go. So you can see your goods, your the green light in your 2024, the red lights, like what was the problem? What things could you not deal with in 2024 really badly? And what could you prefer? And then you've got to ask yourself the third thing is what was in your control versus what's not in your control. Not everything's in your control, and a lot of people waste a lot of time and energy trying to fix things that they can't control. The things you can control are how much money you make. That's why I focus on that because you can't control other people. You can't control other people, let's be honest, and some of the interactions you have if you've got an online business and whatever, sometimes you have restrictions that are based on the platform through which you're operating your business, for example. So I'm not going to go too technical, but my point is there are things you can control and there are things you cannot control. So be very clear about that. So do that. And then also, I want you to stop complaining about life. I've actually written that down in my notes because people, I believe, in the Western world are very good at complaining when they've got it so good. They've got it so good. You only have to go to a war-torn country to see that, oh my God, we have security. We have a roof over our heads. We've got the basics that many people don't have. We've got a government that isn't as bad as many other people think. At least we've got a legal system that kind of works, so there's a lot of things that are going in our favor. There is a lot of safety in our lives that we are taking for granted. So please stop complaining and start being grateful. And then we can talk about money, right? So once you've got that bit out, your 2024 in review, stop complaining, be grateful, then we can look at step number 2, which is how do I make more money? What is the path I need to take? And for this to occur, you need to ask yourself, what kind of personality do you have? No, everybody is different, as we know, right? So when I say personality, I want you to ask yourself, are you a people person? I.e., do you like people? Do you like talking to people, strangers versus your friends? Speaking to just your friends is one thing, you're comfortable with them. But if you can talk to a stranger and enjoy that process, that shows you are a people person. If you don't like talking to strangers, and I'm talking about how do you know? Right, well, it's kind of obvious in life, you kind of know this. But if you really want to test the water and see whether you're a people person, see how it feels to talk to, if you go to a coffee shop and you're speaking to the barista, like speak to them. See if you can handle that combo. Speak to as many strangers in shops that are serving you and see how that feels. Did you feel like a good feeling at the end of that? Are you good at making conversation? And then it builds from there, right? Because people who are people, if you're a people person, you generally are going to do good in business and you're going to do well in real estate. 2 of the 3 things I cover in my training. So those 2 things matter. speaking to people. If you are good at sales, now that's a different process. Now, how do you know if you're good at sales? Well, you will have done it at some point. And the worst and the most difficult sales process, so if you haven't done sales in your life, then you're probably not going to be that good at it. Or you could try it. You can definitely try it. And I think I would suggest you should, because if you haven't trained yourself to sell things by now, and I'm guessing most of my audience is an adult, then there's very little chance you're going to be great at sales. But let's just see. If you want to test the water, try and do a commission only sales job. And how that works is I started when I was 16, selling windows on telephone calls. Yeah, I started that. Then I did mobile phone sales. And then I used to do all kinds of random sales, but I was really good at them. And that was the thing. Like I knew I was a people person and I was really good at sales. And that's something that built, because to be good at sales, you need to be good at dealing with rejection. You need to learn people's you need to understand what the other person in front of you is trying to achieve in life, whatever they're trying to, the transaction. You can only close a sale if you can understand the other person's needs and find a way to fill that need. That's it with your product. And if you're good at that process, that's where people person is required. Your human behavioral skills would come in handy. I've always been a human behavior obsessed person. That's why I love people so much. I like to know, why is that person happy? Why is that person not happy? Why is this person more ambitious? And these kind of questions have got me to where I am today. I am obsessed with people. I love people. And then being able to sell things to people has been part of my nature, because I can read what people are thinking and doing, and it's just it's part of the normal process. This is what good business people are always good at. They need to know how to close a deal. So if you're a deal maker, then you are someone who's good at sales. And if you are good at sales, you're going to be great at property, and you're going to be very good at business. Okay, so those two things matter. Now, the third type of person is, or third thing I want to cover, is if you're not a people person, and if you're not someone who the thought of sales makes you cringe, then you are most likely someone who should not be doing real estate, and you should not be doing business, because they won't work. But you should be doing something like financial trading. So that's a skill set that will work for everyone, because it requires no people, it requires no interaction with the outside world, just you and your laptop, and you can do it from home. So if you are work from home person and you love it and you never want to go to an office and you never want to speak to people ever, then trading is something that you should do. I personally think that trading is something that everyone should do, because it's a skill set that is so powerful. It's got me to understanding private equity better by learning the public markets, which is the stock, the currency market. By trading that, I became more sophisticated an investor, and I went into private equity as well. So I do love financial trading for every personality type, but it works. It's something that everyone should learn. However, those of you who have people skills and sales skills, then you could also do financial trading plus property plus business, and that's why I have all three of those things in my life, because I am a great investor in financial trading, and it's made me a private equity investor in property from before, and then a better one in a fund. So there's a different level skill set that you need for all of those three. So those three, you've got to ask yourself. So step 2 is, what kind of personality are you? What are the skill sets that you can use to your advantage? So now you know. Okay, do property if you are good at people, if you're a people person, and also if you're good at sales, you're going to be great at property, and you're possibly going to be really good at business. Business has a few more dynamics involved, so I'm not going to say you're guaranteed to be great, but if you're good at sales, yeah, you're definitely going to be good at business. If you're not good at any of those two things, then stick to financial trading. Everyone should do financial trading, because it takes 1 hour of your life a day. Sometimes you can do it 1 hour a week, depending on your strategies, and that's something I teach. Okay, so let's talk about these different, so step 3 is figuring out, how do you fit in doing property, financial trading, or raising capital for your business, because those 3 things are things I can help you with. So property, if you are in a 9 to 5 right now, if you want to get into property using my 100% bridging finance, you need to find time outside of your 9 to 5 window. Okay, so your working hours, you can't go to people's homes and negotiate a deal. However, in your working hours, in your breaks, you can make phone calls to people that are needed, to prospective clients, to lawyers, to whatever. So you can run a lot of your property business through gaps in your day, in your job, without affecting the day job and the results you create in your day job. But then you have to commit after your day job ends to going out on the road and meeting real people, real homeowners, and also dealing with real life investors. If you're using investors, real life lawyer, meet people. It's a people industry. Property is not something you can do just by sitting behind a laptop. I don't believe it. And anyone tells you that is lying to you. You're not going to be great at property if you don't know how to get out of your home and meet people. If that's not you, scrap property, because I offer people the money to buy property, 100% bridging finance, I call it. This is how I got into it. I did this throughout my career as a medical professional. I knew I hated the 9 to 5, but I used the 9 to 5 to build my little cash pot. But I couldn't buy houses using that cash pot. I used that money for legal fees, for conveyancing, and for anything else. And what I did in the meantime was find a guy that gave me 100% bridging finance. And my job was the deal maker, the people person that was good at sales. That in between, I had a marketing plan. I found people that were trying to sell their house quick for whatever reason. And I would find them, ring them up in the day during my working hours and the gaps. And then I would arrange appointments to see them after work. And then I would go to real work. That was when my fun began after 5, 6 o'clock, and I would negotiate deals. I would then fight cases. I'd go to courts. I'd take days off and do whatever. So that's where and I made 30 to 50K cash per deal, and most of it was tax free because I teach you how to do it in my property bridging training. If you want it, it's called Fast Track Property. Anyway, so that was me using my 9 to 5 as a platform, but then also building my side hustle, which was real estate or property, outside of those working hours because I'm a people person and I'm good at negotiation and I'm a great deal maker because I'm using my skill sets that I really enjoy. And I absolutely recommend it to people who are like me in that sense. Now, eventually, some of you might say, well, I'm not that people person, so how do I do the financial trading? That is so easy. So the second option is financial trading. You can do that without doing anything different in your life. You could do an hour any time of the day to get onto your laptop and trade the financial markets using just maximum 1 hour. Most of the time, it's going to be 20 minutes because you're just checking a setup and then you place a trade. The first month might be 1 hour while you're doing calculations and number crunching and you're trying to process how the whole thing works. But after that, it's 20 minutes maximum a day or 1 hour max, and I don't think it's very difficult. So I think everyone should do financial trading. It's like you becoming your own bank manager. Liquid cash, trade it in the market, understand the risk. You can control the risk. If you don't want to risk much money, you don't risk much money. Your friend in the other village or the other city or the other town or even your neighbor could be doing the real same trading like you, but take more risk. You can take less risk and you'll make different results. But that's how beautiful financial trading can be. It is designed to tailor around your financial risk. So if you're not a risky person, you think, oh no, trading is too risky. It really isn't, because I teach you how to control that risk. So that's why I think financial trading is so sophisticated. It really does help make you a better investor. When I did financial trading, in property, you don't have to be a great investor. You just have to be a bit of a deal maker. It's really quite low level skill sets. But in comparison to financial trading, it makes you much more intelligent as an investor. That's what I mean by low level. Properties, bricks and mortar, you can be really dumb and still make a lot of money. And that's a good thing. I like that. You don't have to be smart. But financial trading, you have to be financially and intelligent. You will become smart as an investor. And that's why I love it. And now, number 3, business. If you are someone who is a business owner, I would suggest get clients. Obviously, you have to be something called post revenue. That means you're making cash. Don't just don't give me a business idea and say, Heather, I need some money to start this business. I want to see track record. So I'm very high. I have high standards around business owners. I will not make you believe you're great at business unless you've got sales in your business already. And if you haven't got that, I will teach you how to get that. But until you have got revenue in your business, I don't think you're a great business owner. Okay, so it's really important. Your go-to-market strategy is important. And then when you execute it and you've got post-revenue data, that's when I would like to help you with raising capital. So the third thing I do, and that's why I have the Billionaire Project, is to help you raise capital. It could be 500,000, 2 million, 5 million, 10 million, more, depending on what your business is. There is a lot of money in this industry if you're good at creating a revenue producing business and you're great at sales and pitching and raising capitals. And I can teach you all of this. That's what the Billionaire Project is. I would give you access to my investor network and help you pitch for capital. And why that's so important is because imagine this. Imagine you raise 10 million for 10% of your company. The other 90%, which you own, is worth 90 million on paper. So your net worth on paper has just gone up by 90 million. Why is that significant? Because if you go to a Morgan Stanley or a JP Morgan, they're called investment banks, Goldman Sachs. If you have a relationship with them, and they'll definitely pay attention to you if your net worth is an X amount, like 90 mil or whatever, 50 mil, and you can actually ask them for lending against that net worth. This is how all the billionaires in the world have continued to make money, and that's why it's called the Billionaire Project, because raising capital is the only way to become a billionaire or creating a unicorn or a $1 billion, billion-pound company. And that's why it's a different skill set. It's a lot more sophisticated, but the basics are you have to be great at sales, great at people. You have to learn how people work, because without that skill, you're not going to be good at navigating capital raising, because you're speaking to investors, you're pitching to investors. So that's my way for you to think. Are you going to be doing property? Simple. Find time around your job or your business, but you have to get out the house and you have to you have to be a deal maker. If you think you're good at that, then use my 100% bridging. Number two, financial trading. If you think, oh, that all sounds too difficult, I'm not a people person, I'm not good at sales, I don't want to deal make, I just want to sit at home and make money off my laptop, off my phone, which I don't recommend, laptop, yes, then financial trading is the answer. And in fact, everybody should be doing this. And then number three, if you are that really ambitious entrepreneur that is like, yeah, I'm ready to build net worth, I'm ready to be one day worth 50 mil, 100 mil, whatever you want to be. But more than anything, I want to make my company scale. That's when you raise capital, and I want to help you with that. So those three things are things I can help you with in 2025. So pay attention to this video, because everything I'm saying here is important. I need you to digest this. Can you do all three of these things? 100% yes. Property is boring, bricks and mortar. Everybody should have some. Financial trading is everybody should be doing it, because it's a different skill set. It is so intelligent. It is smart money, in my opinion. If you become a great financial trader, you will find property really easy. You'll be like, come on, guys, like this is how you make money. And you'll understand investments in a whole different light. And I love it. It's what happened to me. And why do you think I went into private equity? Because I became so obsessed with risk models and everything else. And I got so intelligent through financial trading that I fully embraced private equity and this world of raising capital, because I was like, this is so easy. I can mitigate risk here because I can do it in my financial trading with a public model, with a public stock listed model with stocks and currency. That's the most risky model. And private equity and exchange in comparison is quite low risk when you get it right. But it depends, and there's a lot of studying involved, obviously. Now, step 4. Big question for you guys. Is business for everyone? Can everyone become an entrepreneur? I want you to answer that question before I tell you the answer that I think. The answer is absolutely not. Unfortunately, not everyone has got what it takes to be an entrepreneur. How do I know? Because, to be a business person, you have to deal with rejection and uncertainty a lot. when you compare that to your job, you're getting a paycheck. You know exactly what you're going to get every month on that day. There is certainty to some extent, even though we know you could always get fired. You could always, yeah, be replaced. But in business, no one's paying you other than you and your skill set and your execution on that plan, right? So it is a big deal. I honestly believe that, and I have a huge amount of respect for entrepreneurs because they are the kind of people that can take on a massive challenge and be super brave and courageous in the process. So huge respect for entrepreneurs. I don't believe everyone's got what it takes, but it's okay. You don't have to be, can you become a millionaire, multi-millionaire without being a business owner? Yes. Can you become a billionaire without being a business owner? I don't think so. Not, I don't believe in, if you started your wealth journey in 2025, could you become a billionaire in the space of 3 years without owning a business? Hell no. Can you do it? Can you become a millionaire in property and financial trading? Yes, you can. Property, 100%, super easy. Financial trading, a lot more work to do up here because it will challenge your relationship with money and your mental game. But ultimately, um, it's okay. So you can make a lot of money without being a business owner. So that's the main point I wanted to say. And don't feel like don't get FOMO because it's really not worth having FOMO. You either are a business owner or you're not. And you can try it and say it's not for me, whatever. But if you work with a business coach, it becomes easier. That's something that I offer in my executive business coaching or millionaire mindset coaching, whatever you have come across. That's the same coaching call that I do all this fun stuff in. So you're not going to be on your own if you ever do work with me on your business, okay? So I can't wait to do that. And okay, number 5, last and final step. So now I've covered let me summarize. So number 1, I just wanted you to reflect on 2024, be grateful, stop complaining. That's really important. Number 2 was how you want to make money. Ask yourself, what kind of personality have you got? And let's match your money making skills to your personality. Are you a people person? Do you like sales? And or are you just someone who has no time and basically doesn't want to go out and talk to people? If you're that introvert, then those 3 options that I can help you with are financial trading, which everyone should do, buying property using my money, 100% bridging, and number 3, business, scaling your business through raising capital, but make sure you have a positive revenue company, i.e., cash producing, or a post revenue company is all I require. It has to have some money coming in through clients, and that's a successful business, in my opinion. Right, and then I've also covered is business for everyone? And the answer is no. But don't worry, you can still become a millionaire doing just property and financial trading. So focus on those 2 and forget the business stuff if that is you and you're not a people person and you're not good at sales. Right, number 5, most important thing in life that nobody talks about enough, but I'm always going to talk about it, is protect your money. Nothing more important than protecting the money you make. How does that work? And who are we protecting it from? We're protecting it from the tax man. So you can legally pay lower tax by doing X, Y, Z. And I'm not a tax advisor, but I bring in my tax advisors to show you how it works. Number 2, protect your money and assets from vultures. Now, that could be company owners or, business partners that you may be in business with that suddenly want to attack you. It happens all the time for people. Or personal relationships. You may go through a divorce or somebody tries to sue you because they're jealous. All of those things are going to potentially ruin your wealth. Okay, so you need to protect it. And that's where I also have fast track protect my money. This is a thing I do with everything I do at Fortune Academy and the Billionaire Project is to teach you how to get rich and how to protect your money and do it in a way that is sustainable. So I want you guys to make money, keep money, be happy, be more fulfilled in your life. And that's what 2025 is all about. So I feel these steps will help you figure out what you want to do. Now, what's the next thing for you to do if you're thinking, right, okay, I figured out I'm going to do property, or I want to do financial trading, or I want to do capital raising? Well, there is a form on the end of this page that you can click on, tell me what you're into, and I will invite you to one of my events that will be a preview to all of these things, and you can actually get on the training straight away. I will also include links to all my trainings that you can jump on ASAP, right? If you want to do financial trading, that's Fast Track Forex. You've got the Pinnacle and the Precision. We have 3 levels. If you want to do the property bridging, you need to be on my Fast Track Property training because you need to learn how I do it before I only give that money to people who are on my training. And then capital raising, that requires you to come to a workshop that I will be doing in London. I will be teaching you how to pitch and raise capital. So you need to be there. And I cannot wait because I will have a nice, very executive group of people. You do not have to be this, you know, crazy successful business owner. You could come in with a idea and be like, I don't know if I'm good at this, I want to try it. That's okay. So all levels are welcome to the pitch training, but I want to make sure that you understand those 3 different angles. So thank you guys for watching this video. I know it's a bit long, but it was a lot to cover, and I hope it's made sense for you. So enjoy it. Let's have a great 2025. And I'm going to be here every step of the way, just help you make more money, be more free in your life, and have that freedom that money absolutely will buy you. So let's do it together. I cannot wait. See you on the other side.